Hustle is a new sports drama starring Adam Sandler, produced by Adam Sandler and LeBron James. In this movie, Adam Sandler plays a basketball scout. He does what you expect. He travels everywhere, different cities, mainly around the world, looking for a lot of international players that could come play in the NBA. And during one of his scouting trips, he comes across a Spanish player named Bo Cruz. Believes this guy could be a huge star in the NBA and can also be his ticket to getting out of the scouting role and getting more into the coaching role that he wants. And ultimately, it's a journey of Adam Sandler getting this kid ready to play in the NBA, and ultimately the two of them working together to give themselves the basketball lives that they want. Adam Sandler in his prime is one of the greatest comedic actors ever. I don't give a fuck what the critics say. What he's done in his prime is comedic gold. Waterboy, Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, Big Daddy, The Wedding Singer. They're fucking awesome. They're hilarious. They're stupid humor, but they are stupid humor perfectly done. And I dig the shit out of them. Lately, however, for the most part, Adam Sandler, I feel like, has really started slacking in a lot of his movies. I mean, he's made some really, really shitty comedies as of late. Some that I don't want to talk about, that I don't even want to mention. It just kind of reached a point where I'm just like, this dude just doesn't care anymore. This dude's just like, fuck it, I'm just doing this to make money. Here's a shitty movie. In the past couple years, though, I feel like he's shifted a little bit more away from comedy into more dramas. I know he's done a few dramas before, but I think lately he's really trying to showcase the world that he is a really good actor. Because I think because of a lot of the bullshit he's given us in the past, a lot of people just think this guy sucks. No, he's actually a really good actor, and I think he wants to show more of that to us. And then what I've heard was this passion project of his that was Hustle. He certainly does that and gives us what is maybe one of my favorite Adam Sandler movies in definitely a while. I absolutely loved this movie. I thought it was great. Starting off with, of course, Adam Sandler. I think this is the best performance I've personally seen from him. I know, Uncut Gems, he was amazing, he was great, I do believe he should have been nominated for an Oscar for that, but I guess I would say this is my personal favorite because it was such a real performance. I watched this movie and I was just like, this is probably exactly what Adam Sandler is like in real life. Plus, it's so great to see this guy give a shit because I was really getting tired of seeing the whole, I'm Adam Sandler and I'm gonna make a really stupid fucking movie and I'm gonna talk like Peter Griffin's parents and brother and sister, you know. So the guy proves that when he wants to give a great performance, he can give a really great performance. And I'm gonna allude to what I heard another reviewer say. Comedic actors tend to give the best performances when it comes to drama because comedy is what's really hard. And we've seen that in a lot of movies from a lot of different performances. I mean, you look at some of the most hilarious actors in the world. Jim Carrey, Will Smith, Robin Williams, may he rest in peace. They give and have given some phenomenal dramatic performances. Adam Sandler, he can do that too. When he tries, he can hang in there with the best of them. And also, I was really on board with his character in this movie. You're totally get on board with his story. You know, he has a wife, he has a daughter. He really doesn't want to be traveling a whole lot because it's taking a toll on him and his family. I mean, he's on the road all the time. And it's not like he's just, you know, going from one state over. He's flying across the world trying to find prospects. He wants a coaching role. He just wants to be home with his family. He still wants to be involved with basketball because he loves basketball. And you're rooting for him on that. You're rooting for him to finally find a great prospect out there that he can bring into the NBA. Now I'll get into basically what is the other big character in this movie, Bo Cruz, who's played by Juancho Hernandez. I have no idea if I said that right. I know he's an NBA player in real life. I don't think he has a very big career for himself. I think he's bounced around a few different teams. I know he's played on the Celtics. But I will say this much. If basketball, for whatever reason, doesn't work out for him, this guy should definitely pursue a career as an actor because he is a pretty damn good actor. He gives a great performance as Bo Cruz. I mean, you see what his life is in Spain. You know, he has his mother and his daughter that he's trying to take care of, that he's trying to give a life for. He's a very gifted basketball player, but he's not like a perfect prospect. I mean, he's had legal issues. He's got an attitude problem. He's not always as committed as he probably should be. But he wants this opportunity so bad because he knows if he can make it into the NBA, he can set himself and his own family up for the perfect life. As a result, you really get on board with the relationship between Adam Sandler and Bo Cruz in this movie because you want both of them to succeed so much, but they really need each other to do it. And that's part of what's great in here. I love seeing the training that Adam Sandler is putting this guy through, the whole basketball routine, the games and like the pickup games that he has to go through and play. I think that's all shot really well and executed very well. Also, I really love the banter between the two of them because I think this is another reason why I really love this performance from Adam Sandler. In this movie, he's, shit talking with this kid a little bit, he's making jokes at this kid a little bit, and they're pretty funny. I mean, it's Adam Sandler. If he's gonna be funny, he's going to be, If you can throw a joke in there, the joke's gonna hit with us. But it was very real. It was real humor. The kind of, banter you might have with your friends or your teammates or whatever it is. It's really good, and it just works really well for this movie. That's just really what it is. This movie has so much heart because it makes you care about its characters so much. You're rooting so hard for them in the end that if something goes wrong in this movie for either character, it kind of breaks your heart a little bit because you are rooting that hard for them to get what they want and what they need. Also, there are a lot of basketball cameos in this movie. A lot of active players, a lot of old big-time players, some coaches are in this movie. And it's really cool seeing all of them just give any kind of performance in this movie. I mean, there's so many of them. Most of them, I would say, are in it for maybe a scene or just a clip or something like that. But it's really cool seeing that so much of the NBA got involved in this movie. Maybe that's a credit to LeBron James as a producer, but I still thought that was really cool to see. I guess the one big name basketball player I would give credit to, who's Anthony Edwards, who, granted, I don't know a whole lot about. I'm not the biggest basketball fan in the world. I do love the Celtics, but I don't know the names of like every player of every team or anything like that. I do know he's one of the up-and-coming players that's in the NBA. I think he's been in it for a couple of years. He's in this movie playing Bo Cruz's main rival. I guess you could say he's maybe the main antagonist of this movie. And once again, I'm going to say the same thing for the other guy that I'm going to say for him. If for whatever reason basketball doesn't work out for him, he could pursue a career in acting because he plays a great rival to Bo Cruz. He's talented, he's gifted, but he's also a douchebag. He has a huge ego. He's a great shit talker. He's really getting under Bo Cruz's skin. He knows how to push his buttons. He's that great athlete who is the ultimate douchebag, and he plays that character so freaking well. I hated this character so much because the performance was really, really good. So hats off to Anthony Edwards for pulling that off. I guess really the only gripe I would have with this movie is it is pretty predictable. You watch this movie and you're kind of hearing the way I'm probably describing it, and you could probably predict exactly how it's going to end. And you know what? I've thought about it. Is it a flop? Sure. But do I care? Not really. Like, because the story is as touching as it is and as inspiring as it is and as enjoyable as it is, you're just along for this ride. Like, you know exactly how it's going to end up, but you don't care. It's like, you hope it gets there, you know it's probably going to get there, and everything else that's going on prior to that just has you so invested into it. You could say that probably about any sports movies. Most sports movies are very predictable. They all, for the most part, end the same way, but you're not really watching a sports movie for the final act. You're watching it for the story and the development of the characters, and this movie does that very well. So all in all, Hustle is a great sports drama. Adam Sandler gives such a great performance in this movie. I loved the character that he portrayed. I loved rooting for him. I loved the dynamic he had with this player that he's trying to get into the NBA. The story's great, predictable, but still great. I love the inclusion of so many basketball players in this movie. I loved every scene that had to do with basketball in this movie. In the end, it's the kind of dramas like this one that I really hope Adam Sandler tries to do more of because he's really good at them. This movie's on Netflix right now. It's actually been on Netflix for a while. It's just taken me a while to review it. If you haven't seen it yet, I highly recommend you do. If you're a basketball fan, you absolutely need to check this movie out. And even if you're not a big basketball fan, you will still very much enjoy this movie. It's really good. Please check it out if you haven't yet. So that's all I gotta say, guys. Thank you so much for watching my video, and as always, don't forget to leave my comments, like, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.